Hey, my name is Kathy Roberts. I am the Tidy Tutor, and I have a blog on my site which is called Together We Can Get Organized. My site is thetidytutor.com. Now, what this blog is it is journals written from a dear student of mine who is known as Rhonda, and she has shared her thoughts, her journey, and her photos with us. Sometimes I just copy and paste it on there, and sometimes I read it. And that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to read it. I'm also going to have some commentary in between, now and then. Journey to Oneness, Day 6. Just finished watching the video that Kathy and her daughter made. I loved it. It made me cry. Normally, I would watch her videos and would be all about someone else or a situation she is helping out. But this time, it was me. So it wasn't a bad kind of sad. It was a happy sad. Because I still can't believe that I emailed someone in my desperation and she emailed me back, and here we are only 6 days later and my life is changing. The deal is, I had the key all along, but I needed Kathy to show me how to use it. It's like I was waiting for it to open and I didn't know how. And I am just relishing in the fact that I asked a complete stranger and she answered me, and now I am free. So here we are, day 6. I've stuck to the plan of cleaning at least 50 minutes per day. And I'm sticking to one part of the house, which is the kitchen, even though I gravitated toward the living room, but now I'm back in the kitchen, cleaning out. Now here's a little commentary from me. Rhonda and I have spoken on the phone. We've had a coaching call in between this time. And she said to me that she was so tired of being in the kitchen. And I said, "Oh, honey, you don't have to stay in the kitchen." And she said, "Wait a minute, I thought that I had to stick with one thing and stay there." And I said, "No, the only reason I didn't say anything to you about moving on is because you were very determined to be in the kitchen. And the last thing I want to do is have any kind of discouragement. No discouragement ever from me." But now that she has voiced the fact that she really didn't want to be in the kitchen that long, I want to make sure that I make this clear to anyone who's listening. It's real important that we give ourselves what it is that we need. We know our personalities. We don't like to be somewhere for too long. It gets boring and then we want to quit. So a good idea is to spend time in a particular room for a certain amount of time, but then move on to another room for a little while, maybe another 50 minutes, and then go back to it. It's maybe you can do the same room for 3 days in a row. The moment you start to feel like, I don't want to do this anymore, that's the time that you have that little trigger inside of you to say, all right, go on to another room. And then go back to that one. You see what I mean? It's like working with who you are instead of against who you are. Figure out what makes us tick and then how it works. That's what we do here at thetidytutor.com, and that's what we do in Tidy Tutor University. We figure out the way we learn, the way the right side of the brain thinker learns, the way we like to do things. We can't pretend to be somebody else and have it go that way. It doesn't work. All right, I'm rambling. I'll start reading now. I used pots today that I've seen but never, ever picked up. I loved it. I had pots for my Alfredo garlic sauce, another one for my spaghetti, another one for my spinach. And as I had my meal in that one chair I could only sit in, I wondered about that moment I could finally sit in that beautiful glass dining room, the set my mother bought for us, that we have never enjoyed together. Probably once when we first got the place, but never thereafter. I also love the gadgets I found. My chopper, my musubi maker, my Olive Garden cheese grater, stuff like that. I love it. Can't wait to find my high-tech watches and just everything else. Patience is a virtue. Can't wait. I think that's so cute, you know, how we know that we need to have patience, but then right after that we still say, oh my God, I can't wait. Most important lesson for me right now: one room at a time. First, the kitchen. You see, Rhonda somehow thought that she needed to do one thing at a time. Because, a lot of times growing up, we hear things like, don't go on to something else until you finish this. And that's kind of rightfully so. And it's only because we tend to never finish something. But understanding that we will go back to it is a completely different message. It's a completely different thing. Often also we think, don't do anything if you can't completely do it. And that's not right. Do whatever it is that you can, and then celebrate everything that you do. If you can't do a job absolutely perfect, it's still better than not doing the job at all, okay? All right, so she moves on to say, yes, put things from the kitchen in its rightful place, but do not start a new project without finishing the old one. Must review Kathy's videos. So here I am wanting to absolutely be clear that when it is that we start something, we do want to finish it. We want to finish it. Our homes have so many unfinished projects in them, and those things loom and give us discouragement and make us think, see, you can't ever finish anything, and we have proof all around us. But this is what I'm saying, okay? Work with what you've got. Work with how you think. So, if you start something, make yourself a plan, okay? When you begin to get like, I don't want to do this anymore, then move on to something else, but with the understanding that as soon as you get tired of that other something else, you go back to it, all right? And always set a timer, because after about 25 seconds, we don't want to do it anymore. So if we have a timer set for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or 50 minutes, okay? If we have a timer set for a certain amount of time, when our brains start to say, oh my God, I don't want to do this anymore, then our left brain, that does exist, will tell us, no, guess what? There is an end to this. Keep going. Because we know that when that timer goes off, we'll have an end to it. We have a warped perception of time, and a lot of times we just feel like, oh my God, this is never going to end. With a timer, we know it will end, okay? So that's my take on what it is that we start when we really don't want to keep going anymore, all right? I'm Kathy Roberts, I'm the Tidy Tutor, and this is Together We Can Get Organized, a blog on the site, thetidytutor.com. If you're watching this on Pinterest or on YouTube, please go to my site, sign up for my tips if you haven't done that yet, all right? And become part of my people, okay? And please like this video and email me, Kathy@thetidytutor.com. I'd love to hear from you.